His rig. Just did a Instagram reel on the bow stern of that.
Well, we got an air
now. It's kind of hitting that pro angler. Pretty cool rig. You got to give him a follow. He actually does the socials for Next Adventure. What's the account?
Yeah, so we have several accounts, but Next Adventure Kayak Fishing is one of them.
On Instagram?
Yep, on Instagram. You can look up our Facebooks. We have two shops, Next Adventure Paddle Sports Center and Next Adventure Scappoose Bay. So in the Pacific Northwest, we're the only ones that do all the rigging for kayaks, and we sell all the manufacturers from Jackson's, Hobies, Natives, everything. And obviously we sell Torpedo.
Your personal YouTube channel?
Yeah, it's at BrandonHUA.fishing, and that's for Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So you can check out my whole kayak build on my YouTube channel. I document everything.
It's a cool rig.
Thank you.
So, tying a new leader on for the jerkbait. Cruising across the river. We're gonna hit the other side today. Worked on my camera issues overnight and got, I think, a reliable power source, and I definitely did kill the cable for the 3BR Power Sports thing on this GoPro back here. So I will be ordering another one, having it sent somewhere along our path. All right, made it across. I'm looking at this current seam here. It's pretty brown water on the riverside, and just on the inside here it's pretty clean. So I'm gonna put the jerkbait on it. Okay, there's one on the current seam. Yeah, nice. First smallmouth of the day. Let's see if I can keep you buttoned. Come on, come in here. Get in the net. On that current seam, I think I'm going to use the motor. I do not want to park on it, so we're going to walk this fish. He's a good one. Oh, I'm loosening that drag. Good fish. Right on that mud line on that current seam. I loosened that drag to keep him buttoned because he was, yeah, he's a good one. Very nice fish. I moved him out of there with the motor. I used the motor to kind of tire him out a little bit. He wanted to run back here, I ran with him. So, come on. I know I made you tired. Don't you throw that hook. Ah, good. Moderate action rods for jerk baits have always helped me keep those buttoned. Look at that beautiful fish. All right, Jameson's on the board with the jerkbait fish. Ooh, you got a nice one.
Respawner too.
Very cool.
That ledge goes out way out there.
Getting some shots. Hey Brandon, I want you to tell me about that catch. I mean, I know you said there's a ledge out here, and I can see it on with this current. But where did that fish hit, and what was your presentation?
Yeah, so pretty much big old flat that comes out and drops. We're right on the edge, and it drops down 11 here, but in some spots it drops down to 16. It's a real hard rocky edge with some grass patches. And with the current right now, just throwing a diesel minnows out there, and that one just clobbered it, and I just got another bite right here. You can see there's a change in the current where it hits the wind.
Absolutely.
So I think that's just a good little transition area that's a little bit different, and this fish are kind of setting up on. But we should be able to just go up and down this bank. There's a couple big spawning areas up here, and this fish will come stage here, move on in. After they spawn, they come stage out here. So it's just a big fishy area that we're gonna try to pick apart and see if we can get some more big ones.
I might try a crankbait on it.
It'd be a good idea. There's some isolated grass, but I mean, it's real chunk rock.
So those guys are out working the deep side. They're out in 10 feet. And thought I'd give them room, work this shoreline right next to it. Still good current on it. All right, Jameson is got his second one on the jackhammer. I'm gonna put the crankbait away because I'm snagging more than he is, and he's catching more than I am. So, jackhammer. So Brandon, tell me about your tournament season last year.
Yeah, so this was actually my second year. So last year was my rookie year. I fished with kayak. Oh, that's a stump. That scared me. Fished with Kayak Fishing Northwest. Basically, it's a tri-state organization, Oregon, Idaho, and Washington. And I was fortunate enough to get rookie and angler of the year last year.
Wow.
Qualified for the West Coast Championship and the Kayak Bass Classic. And yeah, it was definitely a better year than I expected being a rookie. But I mean, just
you crushed it, man.
Yeah, each single event, one for Oregon in a tri-state at Wallula, which is the Columbia River, about 2 hours east of here. So did that and won another event on the Willamette River. So it was a good year.
Nice.
And it was just a blast to really get to know a lot of these people.
What was your biggest total?
I think it was 91 3/4 inches, and that was on the Columbia.
Nice.
And that was a bag of 4 largemouth. We caught a 20 1/4, which ended up being like a 6.5 pounder. And then a couple other 4-pounders, 18, 19 inchers, and then had one 15-inch smallie in my bag. So I had that one holding me back a little bit. But that was
a great set of fish, man.
That was a learning experience for me because I had a fish to win the tournament. I only lost by 1 1/4 inch and ended up I didn't put my net to the side, and that was one thing that I learned from that tournament. That costed me about $2,000 that tournament. Fish jumped off the board. After that, every single fish, I put the net right here so I can measure it.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it hurt you too bad though.
Yeah, it was a good tournament. Got big fish in that one too, so
nice.
It was a blast. Better than I expected.
All right, we'll get your mag draft off that stump. Let's keep catching them.
Let's see if we can get some more.
All right, we got a nice rip here with a nice radiant water clarity sitting in the clear. That more turbid water is right where that current seam is. So on this second really nice current seam that we found, I think it's deeper. So I'm changing from that size bill to the deep. Mostly because it is deep, and because the sun's up, I think they're going to want to hang out deeper where they can. So, same color, ghost minnow. Just going to go dig them out. That's an adult. Alright, right on that current seam. Saw that big mouth. Oh yeah, that's a good fish. back me up in reverse. Keep this fish buttoned on a deep dive and jerk bait. Oh gosh, stay hooked. Stay hooked, fish. I'll get your picture. There you are. Good fish. No. Stop that. Yeah. So deep dive and jerk bait, because that seam was, I just thought it was deeper water. So, is that a fish? No, it's grass. So this wing dam, what this is, these rocks are artificially placed for there's like a port in that area right there. Kind of break the current for ships to come into that port. So it looks like we're heading back across the river. I'm gonna say that this river is probably a mile and a half wide. Yeah, it's wider than the Susquehanna where I usually fish it. And it is dammed up. There's a dam there that we saw on the way up, and I'm sure there's lots of dams that kind of break it up into individual pools. It's so beautiful out here though. My heart's out of the running for. Oh no! Oncoming traffic. Alright, we went up into this flooded creek and did not find fish. There should have been fish. I don't think normally they can get up in this because it's, the river's up. I don't think normally they have access to this. Come back to the backwater area, at least the mouth of it, and it's really lowered. I think the river has lowered quite a bit. Oh, is that a hit? Yep. Oh, chasing it. If that was a jerk bait, he'd have had it. Again, right on the current seam of the muddy and clean water. Yeah, I should throw the jerk bait on. See if I can't get that one that hit the jackhammer, and I could feel him grab the elastic tail on the scented jerk shad and just swing it like a rubber band. Nice looking current seam though. Oh, look at that mud line. A lot of times the mud will actually scoot up on top and then it's clear underneath, so it does pay sometimes to kind of overshoot what you see on the surface because there's clear water underneath. Pull some drag, loosen up here. It's got some staying power. Feels like a big fish. Yeah, it's a nice one. Stay buttoned there, buddy. Got him. I'm gonna have to replace the middle treble on this jerkbait because that's the one that really did get him. Pretty fish. How big are you? I actually have brought a bump board. Get this Washington State smallmouth measured on a bump board from Mexico. He's 17 3/4. Beautiful fish. Oh, I was getting ready to put you back. You don't have to pull away. All right. See ya. So you see how this middle one I broke off. I probably should have fixed it last night, but I was dealing with camera issues. I do have my little kit. I get in here and get the right size, which I think I got right there. I'll swap that out here in just a second and be back in business. All right, got the fresh one on there, and I'll take this one that's broken and throw it back into this box. Discard of it later. Head shake seems smaller. Maybe I'm wrong. Sometimes I get surprised. Pulled on you harder than I should have, thinking you were dink, but you're not real long. You're just chunk it. All right. Yep, that middle one I just changed is in the mix. Got the front and the middle. The back one's free. The middle one is so important. It's 3 hooks. The middle one's always in the mix. Not always. We'll be loaded up right there. I'll see if I can coax you into coming into this eddy with me. But I am going to loosen up the drag. Okay. Yeah, got some sure staying power. Okay. It's a large one. Hooked in the mouth. You probably were at some point. But you're hooked in the top of the head. That happened to you. Aw. You know, fishing the current seam, fishing the mud line, but jamming it way past where it transitions from clear to muddy. That's a good one. All right, you want to run there? I'll run with you. Loosen that drag. Loosen that drag. Whoa! We're gonna go into this clear water. We're gonna go take a look at this monster. All right, where do you think that one goes? Put it on the board here. He's it's like 19 and a half. A little more than 19 and a half, but I'll I'll claim this one at 19 and a half. That was on the deeper diving ghost minnow. So I'm gonna do a quick GoPro release with this guy. Beautiful, beautiful fish. Automatic on this spot, but I gotta keep moving them, bringing them into the creek. Loosen that. I just don't want them getting real excited where the other ones are. Yep, another big one. That was like the next time in after that 19 and a half. Last cast was a 19 and a half. Next one's this one. I mean, there's just a lot of big fish right on that seam. Just automatic, one after the other. Yep. He's 18 3/4. Taking you away from your buddies. Need you telling them what happened. Got some staying power, for sure. Loosen up that drag. I haven't seen you yet, but you fight like you're big. Yep. You're a good one. Solid fish. Him back into the clear water. Okay. Yep, just moving him away from his buddies. This one feels good. They all feel good, but this one has bigger head shakes. Check out drag. They're good. Size, yes. Yeah, we're gonna turn you this way. Here's the one. You get towed in. Just chill. I'm gonna loosen the drag on you. If you want to run off that drag. That's fine. Yep. goal for sure is exploitation. You figure out a pattern, you exploit it. You find a good spot, you exploit it. You just keep hammering away at what's working as long as it's still working. And this really was replication of the pattern in an area that's pretty far from where we figured it out way upstream. We've come down quite a ways to this area. Even though we were, you know, back in there yesterday, we didn't really do much with the mouth. And you know, the mouth of this is totally different than it was yesterday. Yesterday, this was all blown out, rushing through. You know, no clear water to speak of. That was on and off. Go check my hooks. And that's a snag. You know, today there's a definite clear line of clear water and then muddy water, and it's just lower in general. Like this is a totally different scenario. So, still exploiting. Check this out. Dude's out there windsurfing. Got green sail, and he is just scooting along. What a fun thing to do out here in the Columbia River. Oh, nice jump. Can you not do that again, please? Just not do the jump thing. Oh, you're big. Yeah, you're big. You're a big boy. Or girl. I can't tell which. Oh, I think it's a girl. Look at those beautiful orange eyes you got. Look at this. Look inside there. See that crawl claw? I'm gonna pull it out. We're gonna take a look at it. So I've caught a lot of fish, a lot, on that 1 knot, and this is getting just roof of the mouth or the upper lip abrasion. Just smart to retie. You've been catching a lot of fish on the same knot for a while. Just takes a second and really keeps you from the heartbreak of, well, for one, losing the bait that's working. I don't think I have multiples of this deep diving ghost minnow. I forget what model this is even. It doesn't say on this one. 2 hooks, pointer of some sort. Back on the team. Ooh, that one jumped. You really don't need to do that, dude. So people ask, how long is the pause? And that's a good question to ask, to hone in on. You know, all right, what exactly are you doing with the jerkbait? Which is, oh, no, I just did it as I was reeling in. You know, the length of the pause is a barometer for how aggressive the fish are, or how warm or cold the water is usually. And you know, it's a little bit cooler out here on the muddy side than it is up in the clear water. where that's flushing out. We know that was 70 degrees. I don't know what it is out here, but generally, you know, I'm letting that pause not more than just a few seconds, because they are very aggressive. There's no need to pause longer. You know, if it was colder, if they were more tentative with how they hit, then you pause longer. And I think the longer pause is something that people have trouble with. They don't want to let it sit, you know. But start with the longer pauses and then work your way up. Oh, that's one of the bigger ones. Yep. I don't think he beats the 19.5, but he's in that range. He's definitely over 18. Yeah, I think it's another 18. And he's hooked sort of funny. He's in the mouth, but he's also, yeah. He's getting that current real good. Current with this guy. One hook and good chunker. So my rationale with adjusting the drag, you know, after I catch a fish, I always want to check it, and it's got considerable drag. Not like I would have on a jig rod for sure, but it requires some grabbing it and pulling it. But as soon as I think, you know, hey, here's a substantial fish, I'm reaching down and loosening it. But I need it, you know, for the initial burying the hooks, you need it tight. Not super tight, but I mean, consider the diameter of the hooks that are going in. You compare that to a jig hook, it's still a really fine wire hook, the treble hook is. So you don't need a lot of force, but once he's hooked, loosen it, let him run, and I drag him with the motor. You know, there's, as long as you can get him to do a long run, the long runs help exhaust them without them fighting back and forth. That was just sitting still when he whacked it. He had been following it and said, all right, I've looked at you long enough. I'm gonna do something to you. Pow! That's what they do. I say, I'm gonna punch that in the face. You don't totally act like you know you're hooked yet. She's got some staying power. I'm reeling myself over to you. Oh, strong fish. Strong river smallmouth. There. Big gusts coming down, actually up the river. I can see the whitecaps building out there, and it really is time now to put my handheld camera away, protect it, make sure that it's got a few more trips in it. Alright. Good thing I got the GoPro running. now that the train is gone and I can tell you things, I got 90 inches here easy. 19 and a half, 18 and 3/4, pair of 18s, 17 and 3/4 are my biggest 5. Right here on the jerkbait. So we ran down another 1.5 miles to this outflow for another backwater area. I know that Brandon already ran up in there, but there's current, it's flushing out of there. We had to deal with a lot of crazy wind to get down here. All right, no bites out here on the mud line, which surprises me. The guys are already up inside. I'm gonna go ahead and join them. I will stop shy of saying that that was a harrowing experience, but the wind is up and we've made it all the way back into this backwater area. It was crazy. Like, I had to stop and put my rain jacket on. I may pull this off because it's not, you know, it's not that cold out, but man, I was getting soaked. I mean, a couple waves to the chest. You know, got me up this far. This is all pretty wet. I was kind of worried about one of my cell phones that doesn't have the waterproof thing getting ruined, or even the GoPro, because I'm still waiting on the 3BR Power Sports replacement cord. All right, well, we're in protected water. I've taken the time to put a new leader on the jerkbait rod, and we're not fishing as deep, so I'm going back to the original Ghost minnow with the 3 hooks and see what happens in here. My feet are in this water. It's much warmer in here. Looks like Brandon got a good one. I know Jameson's right there taking some pictures. How big? 19 and 3/4. Let me see him. Oh, wow. Beautiful fish, man.
I mean, clobber that mag drop.
Yeah? You gonna get a weight on her?
Yeah, might as well. I don't know if she'll touch 4. Skinny, 370.
Turn her my way.
370.
Little buck bass. Are you gonna jump up in here with me so I can unhook you? Okay. All right, I think we're gonna start making our way back. It's been another awesome day here on the Columbia River, on the Oregon and Washington border. I'm gonna make a few more casts as we make our way back up to the main river. Put my rain jacket on because I know I'm gonna get wet going back.